What is up, guys? It is the ProdigyCraft here, bringing you round 14 of the F1 2023 career mode. Today we are racing in Brazil. We have a engine that we're going to need to fit at the end, well, in this race. We're going to be taking an engine penalty because I don't believe with the engines we've got left we're going to make it to the end of the season because the wear is so high on them. We're going to take a new engine coming into this race. We might as well just take a whole brand new one, as some of the parts are not great. We don't have to take a new MGUH, so we're going to see what we need to take new to get everything new on the car. And let's just jump straight in to the first practice session and we will see where we're at from there. The championship is close. It's 7 points between myself and Max Verstappen. We are leading the constructors, so we're going to need a good race weekend this time out. So without further ado, I will see you in practice 1. Right, let's work again with a custom setup. It has been a bit interesting putting a custom setup on the car the last couple of races.
I told you about the new parts that have come in from the factory, right? Well, they're all fitted and good to go. I hope they do the trick.
Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see where that custom setup gets us as we make our way through some practice programs. So I'll see you at the end of the race strategy program.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
So the car feels quite interesting at the end of that race strategy program. We're starting to lose the tyres a little bit on lap 5, and but we seem to be quite quick, which is good because obviously we need to win this race for the World Championship. So we're going to go out and do a qualifying sim program, and then we will see where we go from there.
Program complete. There's some decent data, although far from optimal, and it could still be worth running it again.
Yeah, well, it's because this f***ing blocked me. That's why.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top 3. Jackson, Gasly, and Carlos Sainz. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula 1 action.
Alright, let's go straight out and put a lap in, I guess. A 1:09.530. Let's see where that puts us at the end of qualifying. So at the end of qualifying 1, it is Lando Norris P1, myself P2, and Max Verstappen P3. Just 2 temps covering the top 3. Let's see what we can get out of qualifying 2. See you there. Oh, this is a much better lap. 1:08.6. 1:08.612. That was much better. Russell slotting in just behind in P2. Let's see where we are at the end of the session. So at the end of qualifying 2 then, it is myself in P1, Sergio Perez P2, Max Verstappen in P3 with George Russell slotting in P4. Qualifying 2 isn't what matters, qualifying 3 is where it all gets decided. So join me then to see who gets pole position. Look, I've already been pipped for pole position with a 1:08.6. So I need a fast lap here, otherwise it's over. And a fast lap is exactly what I got.
Fantastic, you've got pole position.
Whew. Okay.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who'll be fronting the grid. Jackson, Perez, and George Russell. With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Jackson lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Verstappen, Sainz, Gasly, Norris, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Ocon, Joe, Bottas, Ricardo, Albon, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Magnussen and Logan Sargent. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
So no matter where we finish today's sprint, we will be at the back of the grid for tomorrow's 10-lap race. So we need to win this sprint to maximise the points gained and then see what we can get in tomorrow's race. And it is 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights and 5 lights. And away we go for the Brazilian sprint race. This is quite a boring little race here. I get out into the lead ahead of Sergio Perez. We have got ahead of him. Well, we were already ahead of him, and we are now gaining more of an advantage over the coming laps. Obviously, he's getting quite close here into turn 4, but out of turn 4 we get a better drive on the soft tyres than the Red Bull, and we make it all the way to lap 6 in the lead of this sprint. Now the sprint isn't going to be where the weekend is won for us. The race is where it is done. Considering we are starting from the back of the grid with an engine penalty, we're going to need to get up to at least P8 to stay in contention for the championship if Verstappen wins out here in Brazil. So it's going to be quite an interesting one as we get a bit of a slide out of turn 12 there, and we head up to the finish line to claim our sprint victory. And just like that, with a 5-second lead, it's looking good for the race.
Yes! I could get used to this. It's a many more. Yes!
Yes, great drive, great drive. Everyone here is really happy with that performance. Well done, mate.
Oh, not a bad sprint race. Quite boring. Back to front, easy 6 laps. Let's see where we are in the race tomorrow, though. That'll be the interesting part, to see where we get from the back of the grid.
Let's have a look then at the driver's standings. Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. With the sprint wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. Welcome along then to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the very final corner. And just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. Two very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the two DRS zones will be key to any overtaking prospects today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Gasly, Sainz, Russell, Leclerc, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Stroll, Bottas, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Sargent, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Albon, Joe, and Jackson. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. Anthony Davidson is alongside me, as usual, for today's race. Let's talk about Jackson.
Let's talk about Jackson.
They need 8th or better to ensure they stay in contention for the championship. Anything outside of that, and their fate is no longer in their hands.
And they can do it for sure, as long as they don't dwell too much on the position. At the end of the day, there's only one way to go racing, and that's to give it everything you've got. Either your best is good enough to stay in the hunt, or it's not. There's no point giving any less than 100%.
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
Yeah. We don't have a new set of softs. Oh, that could prove a problem, to be honest. Fucking hell. Okay. It's 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And we've got a great start here. We're already getting ahead of Guan Yu Zhou, and we're getting ourselves stuck in the middle of a little bit of a sandwich there between Magnussen, and we just have to hold back there. The race is longer for us. We get around the inside of Magnussen, and we're going to see if we can go around the outside of the AlphaTauri there of Yuki Tsunoda, but he manages to get a bit of a better launch than us, so we're going to head to the outside to see what we can get done here. Can we get round Yuki Tsunoda? It looks like we can't. We're actually fighting here with Magnussen, who lost a place there to Tsunoda as we head up to turn 6 and 7. We're P18, nothing doing really. Oh, looks like we're going up the inside of Magnussen, so we get the move done up the inside of Magnussen there. Next up is Tsunoda. We have Perez and Verstappen out in the lead, followed by Gasly, Sainz, Alonso, Russell, Leclerc, Norris, Piastri, Ocon, Bottas, Stroll. And as we head back on board here with myself here, we're eyeing up the move on Sargent up the inside. Very nice little move there up to P15. Not a bad move there at all as we head around the nice banked curve of turns 13 and 14 and 15. So it's going to be, it's a bit of a difficult race for us here. We need to get at least in the top 8, but we could do with getting a little bit better than that. It feels good on the medium tyres. It feels not too bad around here on the mediums. Everyone around us is on the soft tyres, so it does give us a little bit of a disadvantage. But as we are getting on the back of Albon here, we're going to be eyeing a move up on him as soon as we possibly can. So we look around the outside there, nothing doing. Oh, we get a little bit of a washout there as we're heading down the inside there on Alex Albon. He didn't see it coming, and we got the move done. Next up is Daniel Ricciardo, and the next move is going to be on the inside here as well, and that is a favoured overtaking spot for us in this Grand Prix. A little bit of a loss of traction out of there, meaning Daniel's climbing on the back of us again, but we've got Lance Stroll up next as we head on to lap 3, and we make our way around the outside of Stroll there into turn 1 and 2. Not a bad little move from us there, so we're already up to P12 by lap 3. But the problem is the leaders are getting a little bit away from us up ahead. Russell's still in P6, Sainz P4, Alonso P5. Not a bad little race for Alonso up there. As we are climbing all over the back of Valtteri Bottas here, we're going to see where the first place we can do a move is on him. Is it going to be into this braking zone? No, because we lose a little bit of traction there. So we're not going to be able to get it done there, but coming into this next braking zone of turn 10, as I said, it's a favourable overtaking spot for us. So we're going to see if we can get it done there. Yep, we launch it up the inside over the curbs. Bottas plays quite nicely with us there, and we're able to get P11. But he got done by Stroll at the same time, so 2 places in 1 corner for Valtteri Bottas. Not a great corner for him as we head up now the bank curving again. Pit lap 9, Max Verstappen putting in the fastest lap of the race there. He is the main competitor for this race, so if he stays in P2, that's going to be quite good for us, as we've got Stroll making a move on us there. We were 3 wide, Stroll trying up the inside, Valtteri trying around the outside, but nothing doing for the 2 of them there. The DRS really helping them out as we move on to lap 5 here, and we are all over the back of Esteban Ocon. And again, are we going to throw it up into turn 10? Yes, we are. Nice little move there. Ocon again plays ball with us. He knows this fight's not with us this weekend. He's fighting the McLarens for points, but that just knocks him back out into the 11th position. But I'm sure he will fight his way back. Here we are on lap 6. We've got Piastri ahead. We've got a whole gaggle of cars ahead of us. Piastri, Norris.
Okay, the underbody's taken some damage. You might start to notice it soon.
A little bit of damage as we head around the outside, and we lose the car, and onto the grass we go, bumping over the grass. Absolutely terrible. We've got Lance Stroll going wide there as we regain the track, but it's Stroll, so nobody really cares about that. But not a great move as we were trying to go around the outside of Piastri. We just lost the rear of the car there, and that could have been a whole lot worse. We managed to catch the slide, send it over the grass, so we only ended up actually losing 1 position there.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 1.5 seconds.
But with the dirt on our tyres, we are really struggling as we head on to lap 7, and we are going to send it down the inside really late there on Esteban Ocon. But we get the move done, and look at that, we're just losing traction as we're coming round turn 11. It's not a great turn for us. As we head on to lap 9, where are we here? We are behind Piastri yet again. We know better than to... Oh, we nearly go into the back of him there. We go really late on the brakes and we have to go straight on there. Something about being behind Piastri there just doesn't sit right with me, but luckily we managed to take avoiding action there and go straight on. Obviously we have lost a little bit of time there, but hopefully we can make it back up. It is our pit lap, lap 9, so we will be coming to box this lap as we head round turn 12 on to the pit straight, and we're going to be box this lap, and we're going to see if we can get a good stop in from our team here. We are going to be following Leclerc and Gasly into the pit box, and we're going to see how quick of a pit stop we can actually get done here. It looks like those ahead of us are going to come out before us.
Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting.
Not bad. Not a bad stop there from the Mercedes crew, really helping me out.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
And finish the race on this compound we will. 8 laps to go to the end of this Grand Prix, and we're going to come out, it looks like P15, P16 there as we come out side by side of Esteban Ocon, and oh, we make contact, and that is Esteban Ocon off the road.
Full course caution, the safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta, we need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta. Okay, slow down, your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace. Information on Ocon, they're retiring from the race. Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
And we weren't ahead of him as we've cut across him, and he's gone off the track, broken front wing, and it looks like he retired from that, which puts us in a state of safety car now, which is in this lap. So we're going to see what we can get done off this safety car restart. We're side by side with Lance Stroll, but the hammer has been put down here, and we are flying towards turn 1 at a rate of knots.
Catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
And we get ahead of him there by the looks of it. Almost side by side of him. We didn't have great traction coming out of that corner there. And we are P9 on the road, so a few mistakes this race where we don't need them. Poor Esteban Ocon there We obviously thought we were ahead of him. We've clipped his front wing there, and we've probably taken a little bit of damage on the rear there ourselves, which we're going to be carrying to the end of this race. But up next is Gasly and Leclerc, and they are slow in this train, but we can see the leaders from here. We could try around the outside of Gasly, but nothing doing there. As are we going to try up the inside here? Of course we are. Gasly didn't make it as easy for us there, didn't thought that a little bit.
Good job.
As now we are climbing all over the back of Charles Leclerc. No DRS for another lap, and so we're going to power down the straight here and see if by the end of the straight can we get the move done on Charles, or is he going to just have enough in it to defend there. It looks like we're gaining on him, we're gaining on him, we're gaining on him, and we're going to send one up the inside. Of course we are, and there we go. Nice move done as we head into turn 2 and 3 here. Next up, Fernando Alonso, the master of the fence, the old head, and we're trying it here, and we're getting a wobble on into turn 1, and we go straight on there. Jesus Christ, what a move there, and we cut over the curbs there. It looked like we were trying it round the outside there, but we just got a wobble on as we were coming into the braking zone, and we didn't quite hit our braking zone. As we got a nice little camera shot there, we don't see that too often in the TV feed, and so we're going to have to try again on the back of Alonso here. He hasn't made it easy for us the first time. We're going to see how it comes round the second time of asking. Are we going to try up the inside there? No, nothing doing. So we're going to head round turn 9 here. And we're all over the back of him there. We're on the hard compound tyre, he's on the medium. Are we going to try throw one into 10? Of course we are. And we get the move done there on Fernando Alonso. Up next,
P6,
Norris.
P6.
And ahead of him, Carlos Sainz. Two friends off track. Two racing drivers on track. They don't give each other an inch on track, but off track they are the best of friends. We don't have any friends in this paddock, so we're just going to send it like never before on Lando Norris, but he's got DRS on Sainz there. He's looking to the outside but slots himself back in, which means that Sainz going defensive into 1 means that they're all slow out of 2 and 3, and we get a good run here on Norris, but he's going to get the DRS open on Sainz again. So we're going to have a little look on the outside there. No, nothing doing. So we tuck back in behind him here. We're probably not going to try anything up into turn 7 up here, as we know what happened with Piastri as we pulled out of the slipstream there. So we just take it nice and easy as we get ourselves in here, and we're probably going to overtake up into turn 10, and then it will be Sainz on the hard tyres, on Norris here on the softs. And we're looking like immediately we send one again. Not too bad. That has become a favoured overtaking spot for us in this Brazilian Grand Prix so far, and we're up to P5. Our teammates up in 3rd there. So next up on the road is going to be Carlos Sainz. If we can get a good exit out of here, we might have a good chance heading into turn 1 with DRS, as it doesn't look like Sainz has got DRS from Russell ahead. He doesn't, so we get the back wing wide open as we tumble down towards turn 1, but it looks like we're not close enough at all, so we're just going to stick in behind him here and see if we can get anyone into 4. We haven't made an overtake into 4 since the start of the race, and it looks like he may just be a little bit too far ahead of us here. Even with DRS, we're not going to gain enough on him, so we're going to just sit in behind him here. We know this corner can be an overtaking spot. We've seen Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton go wide there, battling at the Brazilian Grand Prix in 2021, but it's a different time now, and we are eyeing up Sainz here. No doubt we are going to make a move into 10 again. He's slow. Look how we're all over the back of him here going into turn 9, and are we going to throw one up the inside? Yes, we are. Sainz saw it coming, couldn't defend it, and we are P4 on the road on lap 17. Going into the final lap here, we are right behind George here going into the final corner, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get anything done here, and it's going to be P4 Verstappen, P1, and that means it's all on for Grand Prix next race. Oh jeez.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Oh man.
A great race race then very much as we've come to expect, and a fantastic victory here at Interlagos. Tell me, Ant, how do they manage to achieve this win?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. So let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
Let's move on to the constructors. No change in the top spot then, but with today's points, their hold on that lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
And just like that, that is the end of episode 14 of Formula One 2023 career mode. P4 on the road. Not a great finish. That leaves us 17 points behind in the championship with only 2 races to go. We need to win both races and Max Verstappen to finish lower than second in both to have a chance of winning this world championship. So let's see how it goes into the next episode. I appreciate you all sticking by for this dramatic race here in Brazil. I definitely feel we could have got more out of it. But in the Las Vegas Grand Prix coming up in the next episode, a track that again I've never raced at, so it should be very interesting. I've been the ProdigyCraft, and peace out.